Hi guys and gals, it's John
And Emily.
from AFK Books and Records in beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia. Jazz is joining us today. Hi Jazz, how's it going? We got some amazing stuff to show you this week. First up, we just set up two really cool listening party events, one for Wallows and one for 21 Pilots, so be sure to scroll back on our social media and check out all the details on that on either Facebook or Instagram. But we've got a huge stack of hot new wax to show you today, kicking it off with the one, the only, the Queen, Rock Montreal. Recorded live at the Montreal Forum in November 1981, the 28-track set list shows the breadth and brilliance of Queen's songwriting. It mixes 70s classics with fan-favorite deep cuts and album tracks, as well as two songs which are exclusive to the audio-only formats. This is a limited edition 3LP and also available on Shiny CD, which Emily will show you right there. Well, we pretty much got it all here. Crazy little thing called Love, Jailhouse Rock. What? How cool is that? Another one bites the dust. We will rock you. We're the champions. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
I mean it, man. All kinds of cool stuff.
Next up, we have Pokey Lafarge, Roomba Country. It was initially shaped from material that emerged while he was deep in 12-hour workdays on a farm in mid-coast Maine. Influenced by mambo, tropicalia, rocksteady, and mid-century American rock and roll, it is an album that inspires and brings people together in a celebration of life and love. Limited edition, one-time pressing on metallic gold and on CD, and
Look,
they're both autographed.
It's signed. Yeah, there's an art card in the LP packaging as well, but this one is signed right on the outside. He's so great. Pokey. All right, here we go.
Pokey
Next up, we got some Rainbow Kittens, and it's a surprise. Love Hate Music Box making a bold return. The genre-defying North Carolina Bread Quartet and Live Sensations are back with their first full-length album in 6 years. The much-anticipated album ponders life's ups and downs and traces the turbulent trajectory of relationships painted out loud in hues of pop, electronic, rock, and hip-hop. 22 tracks over 2 milky, clear LPs, also available on CD. Rainbow Kitten surprise.
Next up, we have Sturgill Simpson, Meta Modern Sounds in Country Music. This 10th anniversary edition is a limited 180-gram pressing housed in a Stoughton old-style tip-on jacket. The title is an homage to the album Modern Sounds in Country and Western Music by Ray Charles, and also references the philosophical and cultural aesthetic of meta-modernism.
Next up, we got Bayside, There Are Worse Things Than Being Alive. The 9th album from the veteran New York melodic emo punk outfit features Ice Nine Kills and new singles Go to Hell and Castaway. In support of the album, the band will embark on a cross-country tour with Finch and Armor for Sleep. This is on Translucent Purple, Bayside.
Next up is Incubus, Morning View 23, a re-recording rethink of their 2001 album. The band states the album is a result of their desire to honor this burgeoning legacy, but also reimagining it as musicians who have been lovingly performing these songs night after night for the last 23 years. And it features their new bass player, Nicole Rowe, 2 LP on 180-gram vinyl.
Can't wait to see them live again. Saw them in LA many years ago. What a good show. Let's do Rocksteady, the soul of Jamaica. The immediate successor to ska, the soulful melodic sound of Rocksteady first developed during the long, hot Jamaican summer of 1966 and reigned supreme thereafter for 2 glorious years before finally being superseded by the more energetic style of reggae. This superb collection features 24 of the most popular recordings of the era, with many of the tracks appearing on vinyl for the first time in decades. Rocksteady, y'all.
Next up, we have Studio One, Downbeat Special. This is a roller coaster greatest hits ride through many of the all-time classic tunes, handpicked from across the mighty vaults of the Jamaican record label and pioneering powerhouse of reggae music. Originally released as a one-off pressing 7-inch box set, this new edition is fully remastered and expanded to a massive 18 super rare and killer cuts from the Studio One empire on double LP.
Wailing Souls, Bob Marley, so many great bands there. Alkaline Trio, From Here to Infirmary. The band's third album has been described as pop punk and punk rock with more of a focus on melody. The band explained they were moving in a more pop direction, which they said they'd always wanted to do and now have just perfected it. On Black and Red Splatter, Alkaline Trio.
Next up, we have the Pie Tasters, All Day.
Woo!
Their 2007 classic is a great mix of ska, reggae, and 60s soul with an old school production style. Highlights include Don't Wanna Know, that boasts a lot of snappy horn lines and a very memorable chorus, while Keep On Lying and Triflin' sound straight out of Motown. On vinyl for the very first time, limited to 300 copies on orange wax.
These guys are actually based nearby, so you'll see them here frequently. Go catch them live if you can. Amazing ska horns. Villagers, That Golden Time, the 6th studio album from the award-winning Dublin singer-songwriter, instrumentalist, dramatist Conor O'Brien. The exquisite new album unfurls his trademark melodic flair, his gift for simultaneously vivid and subtle arrangements and lyrics that couch his hopes, fears, and dreams in richly absorbing poetry. Limited edition gold vinyl with 12-page lyric book. Villagers.
Next is Fat White Family, Forgiveness Is Yours. The British post-punk band's long-gestated 4th album has pushed them to the limits not only of their creative talent, but of their health, their safety, or not safety, their sanity, and their very existence. It is about what happens when you run out of road. Limited clear vinyl.
It is very embossed. It feels great.
It's embossed on the back too. I don't know. You can kind of, you can see
feel
that.
it. Come on in and feel this record. Come on and feel the noise.
Come on, feel the vinyl.
Kings of Leon. Can we please have fun? We're having fun, folks. As the title suggests, it's a document of one of this era's greatest rock bands, cutting loose, trying new things, and yes, having some fun. The band harkens back to their gritty origins while simultaneously finding new gears. This is on indie exclusive Apple. Nice.
Next up, Yellow Card, Ocean Avenue Acoustic, celebrating 20 years. Nope, it can't be. I refuse to believe it. 20 years of the iconic pop-punk album, the Jacksonville rock band is back to charm a new generation with their emotional anthems about love, loss, and ambition. The band reimagined all the songs from the classic album, creating an even more powerful and introspective take on the songs. On Orange Inside Yellow.
Nice. Vavitch. This harkens back to the classic heavy metal sound of the 70s with the all-in assault of modern rock and roll production and neatly sidesteps stoner rock pigeonholes by packing more righteous riffs into a single jam than their contemporaries combined. This now classic eponymous debut was released in 2006 on limited Ochre Gold. Okay.
Next up, David Lee Jr. Evolution. Drummer and composer David Lee Jr.'s stunning and rare 1974 album blends the deep experimentalism of John Coltrane and Sun Ra with the pulsating second line and parade rhythms of New Orleans to create a stunning sonic and rhythmical tour de force on limited magenta, and it includes a digital download.
Knocked loose. Took a lot of pre-orders for this. You won't go before you're supposed to. The creative process was arduous, and the hardcore punk band writing close to 40 songs across a span of 4 years before locking in the 10 tracks that make up this LP. They honed a diverse, cohesive, and savagely intense album. Half green, half yellow, with black and white splatter. Knocked loose. Finally.
Next up is Sam Lazar, Spaceflight. Released in 1960, the debut recording by the mysterious organist features guitar wizard Grant Green on only his second recording, as well as Chicago blues legend Willie Dixon on bass. The Verve by Request series features 180-gram vinyl pressed at Third Man in Detroit.
Next up, we got the Kenny Burrell Trio live at the Vanguard, highlighting an extraordinary guitar trio at the height of their powers in one of jazz's most hallowed spaces. Makes a strong case for Burrell as one of the most influential voices on his instrument. The Verve by Request series features 180-gram vinyl pressed at Third Man in Detroit, Michigan.
Next up, the Rolling Stones now. Right now. Their third American studio album, originally released in 1965, consists of songs released earlier in the United Kingdom, as well as the group's recent single in the United States, Heart of Stone, 180-gram mono LP.
Next up, we got the Supremes, We Remember Sam Cooke, their 5th studio album issued by Motown in 1965. It's a tribute album to Sam, who passed away the previous December, and includes hits like A Change Is Gonna Come, You Send Me, and The Delightful Wonderful World, pressed on Virgin audiophile vinyl. And I'm with pride wearing the 140-gram that I cut off of the label of this record. 140-gram, y'all, that's me.
Next up, the Joe Cuba Sextet, Vagabondeando, Hanging Out. The 60th anniversary of the Tico Classic, the album set the stage for one of the premier Latin artists of the 60s, all analog lacquers cut from the original tapes by Kevin Gray at Coherent, pressed on 180-gram vinyl.
Next up, we got The Temptations, Wish It Would Rain, originally released in 1968. It was the final album from The Temptations' Classic 5 era. It marks their last solo album featuring the classic Motown sound, and the last to include production from Mr. Smokey Robinson. Also, the label isn't perfectly straight on this one, too. What happened to it? Did someone cut the 140 gram off of that, too? That's my new nickname. 140G. Yeah, that's me, JB. 140G.
Ooh, okay, next up, Shannon and the Clams. The moon is in the wrong place. Shannon suffered the oh no, I shouldn't be laughing right now. Look at what you've done. All right, resetting.
We're breaking character. This is like Saturday Night Live fake breaking character, except this is real, ladies and gentlemen. We're not fake breaking here. Emily is I have broken Emily.
Listen.
Go ahead, Emily.
Emily is very broken. Shannon and the Clams, the moon is in the wrong place. Shannon suffered the unimaginable loss of her fiance in 2023. The Clams convened in Nashville to put to tape what may be their most powerful work to date, confronting grief and healing through their singular prism of melodic psychedelia and nostalgic beauty, crafting a permanent and loving tribute to her fiance, Joe. Produced by Dan Auerbach, limited in deep blue and neon pink black splatter vinyl.
Next up, we got Brian Kelly, The Tennessee Truth. Turn up the dial on Tennessee Truth on 12 pumped up country anthems. Kelly testifies to the restorative power of rural living, everlasting love, and badass guitars. He sings about John Deere joyrides, front porch swinging, and long nights out where the cattails sway. Unlimited gold nugget colored vinyl, y'all.
Long nights out where the cattails sway.
That sounds really melodic right there.
Next up is B.B. King live in Japan, recorded at Sankei Hall in Tokyo in 1971. This live album presents the great guitarist and singer backed by a wonderful band, available on vinyl outside of Japan for the first time. This 2 LP set is presented in a gatefold jacket.
Fantastic album here, y'all. Paul Westerberg and Grandpa Boy, Stereo Mono, lo-fi solo recordings from the Replacements leader and his Grandpa Boy alter ego. He said goodbye to professional studios and big name producers, recording the album in his basement by himself. 2002 Stereo, why it's so hard.
2002.
Okay, it's just so hard. Don't get old. Stereo is packaged with mono, which he credited to his Grandpa Boy alter ego on 2 LP. Fantastic. Get it. What's got?
Next up is Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. Embark on a cybernetic odyssey where the beats resonate through the pulsating soundscape of Night City. The 180-gram black vinyl sets the stage for the high-stakes auditory journey, immersing listeners in the essence of booster gangs, corpos, and the elusive black wall. Limited 180-gram pressing.
I understand.
I don't.
She doesn't understand. Amen, Dunes, Death Jokes. The album is a drastic turn musically and thematically, rooted in the electronic music of raves and rap music he grew up with but never imagined himself able to make, playing like a scathing electronic essay of America's culture of violence, dominance, and destructive individualism. This is a loser edition, on clear, and a tip-on gatefold jacket with custom dust sleeves and insert. Dunes.
Next, last but certainly not
least.
At all.
Although it is the last, no, it's the first rays. The first rays are last.
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix, First Rays of the New Rising Sun. Originally released in '97, it was the first album prepared under the direct supervision of the Hendrix family. This release is a new all-analog edition, mastered from the original quarter-inch mixes by Bernie Grunman. It includes complete album artwork and an 8-page LP-size book with rare photos and liner notes.
So that's what we got for you. 99.9% of this is online at afkbooksandrecords.com.
Yep.
The 0.1% that is not, sadly, is the Kings of Leon, because it took a hit in shipment. So
Yep.
there's a little split seam along all of the copies we have. So we took that off online because we don't want you to have any rainbow kitten surprises. So, so that's what we got for you. Come on and see us this weekend. We've been getting a lot of used stuff, a lot of great restocks.
Yes.
We just got some lava lamps back. Very cool. Jazz is here doing something. What you doing, Jazz? She got a bone. Oh. That explains her lack of interest in us right now. Anyway, we hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.